Hi. I'm here to talk to you about John Maynard Keynes.
Excellent. He was a brilliant man. I'm glad the entire world uses his economic philosophy.
Really? Why are you glad?
Because at this time, we need only someone as brilliant as Keynes to save the world from its economic crisis.
Wow. That's a pretty big task. But how would Keynes plan on saving the American economic system?
Easy. He would use his philosophy of economics, which he wrote in his general theory.
Could you elaborate?
Certainly. For example, we need to keep interest rates low. The world continues to remain poor, not by personal saving, but by too high interest rates. They are also high, because people hoard their money, and wealthy lenders do not lend at reasonable terms.
My friend, it is important to keep in mind that an interest rate is a very important price. It is the price of borrowed money. Businesses rely on prices for information in order to run the economy. If the interest rate price system is broken, there is no part of the price system that is unaffected. Also, regarding lending, Keynes was describing a one-sided market. A market where the lender has all the power. Generally, borrowing requires collateral. You need money to borrow money. Neither lender nor borrower can individually dictate terms in the market for money.
Well, the way to bring interest rates down is to print more money. Besides, money injected into the economy is no different than traditional savings.
The newly printed money will initially lower interest rates. However, there is a catch. The new money is inflationary. As soon as the money moves into the economy, it will ultimately raise other prices. In addition, what will really happen to interest rates once other prices start to rise? Well, my friend, lenders will see that the money coming back to them at the end of the loan does not have the same purchasing power, which will cause lenders to lend less or stop lending. The result? Higher interest rates. To be correct, savings is money that has been earned and therefore saved for emergency or investment use. If anything, money injected into the economy will destroy savings. The fact is, according to the CPI, today's dollar has the same purchasing power as 4 cents did in 1913. Our currency has been devalued over the years. If I had placed $1,000 in the ground during 1913 and I dug it up in today's economy, I would find that this $1,000 has lost over 96% of its purchasing power since 1913.
Still, we need to make sure savings don't go unused. This is why, as Ken said, wars and natural disasters have served to increase wealth by using up savings. Perhaps, the United States should engage in more wars and become wealthy. Just look how the American economy boomed after World War II.
That is not entirely accurate. Wars and natural disasters only use up wealth. Furthermore, unemployment following World War II was very high. The massive spending of World War II would have led to unimaginable inflation had it not been for wage and price controls, which Richard Nixon learned during Vietnam only work in times of total war, when the economy tolerates consumption limits, and the economic activities can be channeled through the business of war production.
But Richard Nixon was a Republican. President Obama is the smartest president America ever had. Surely, he will save the American financial system.
Well, it's important to realize that, in economics, Democrats and Republicans are practically the same. They both practice deficit spending. Of course, they use phrases like fiscal stimulus and fiscal policy. Because the terms inflation and deficit spending are as politically unpopular as saying we are going to raise taxes. Moreover, they both endorse the idea of the Federal Reserve to print money to lower interest rates, and they both bail out government-sponsored enterprises. Just look at Bush's failed TARP, which was intended for the government to buy troubled mortgages from banks. In reality, $173 billion went to American International Group, $13 billion went to Goldman Sachs, and another $10 billion went to Hank Paulson's firm. In fact, firms in congressional districts got to the TARP money through their members in Congress. In addition, Obama's pork-filled stimulus had $246 million in Hollywood tax breaks, and Harry Reid got billions for a high-speed rail connection from Los Angeles to Las Vegas.
Well, I'm certain Bush and Obama did their best. They should have based their economic principles on the ideology of Franklin Roosevelt.
That would have made a bad situation even worse. Roosevelt did more to hurt the American economy, perhaps more than any president. His silver purchase program of the 1930s contributed to the spread of communism in China. Second, Roosevelt did not believe in flexible wages. His National Recovery Act outlawed wage reductions and brought price controls. Third, his Wagner Act strengthened unionized workers at the expense of unemployed workers. To continue, his corporate profits tax destroyed business confidence, and he even seized gold in 1933 through the Emergency Banking Act.
Well, gold is a barbarous relic. Keynes said so.
Gold has held its value, while the dollar has lost almost all its value. Also, gold is an insurance against Keynesian economic policies.
Amazing. It seems now that Keynes was a false prophet.
He was more than a false prophet, he was a crank, and his quack system of printing to lower interest rates, deficit spend for stimulus, and borrow to create savings is the cause for inflation, bubbles, and busts throughout American and global economic history. Although he once advocated anti-inflationary policies and believed in saving in his youth, it wasn't until, it seems, that he became perverted in his life and economic outlook. Whenever he was at Cambridge, he was a bohemian and created the apostles.
So, how does the world get out of this mess?
It will take time. In America, we need to stop relying on the Federal Reserve to dictate interest rates and print money. Let the Treasury and Congress hold this responsibility. We should stop deficit spending and end our military presence around the world by closing our over 700 bases worldwide. This will help to repay our debt, much of it owed to China. We need to let dying businesses fail and restore a truly free market, one which awards the carrot of profit and the stick of bankruptcy. Thanks for watching this video. I would like to personally thank the information provided from the hard work of Hunter Lewis, Milton Friedman, and Henry Hazlitt. Without them, this video would not have been possible. Peace.